I'll change the intro a little bit too. I'll add scary noises to the bus music, and then I'll have bats flying.
Waiting for the bus in the rain, waiting for the bus in the rain, in the rain, waiting for the bus in the rain, waiting for the bus in the rain, in the rain, waiting for the bus in the rain, waiting for the bus in the rain, in the rain, waiting for the bus in the rain.
Stop requested.
Hey everybody, welcome to another episode of Stop Requested. I am Darth Vader. This is
Justin,
it's that time of year where you get free candy from strangers, and it's perfectly legit to be that stranger. I'm talking about Halloween. You like Halloween?
it's good. I like it. It's not so bad.
Some people go crazy with the Halloween. You know, they're all into the Tim Burton movies and stuff, which is fine, but I've never understood that.
I don't understand the whole let's make everything sexy.
I mean, it is what it is these days. It's corporate America just trying to make a buck for the trends.
But shouldn't Halloween be about the kids?
I mean, Halloween should be about scary stuff.
Yes.
Spiders and evil pumpkin head people.
But I mean, ultimately it's about scaring kids. So I think the first thing we're going to talk about is favorite costumes as you were a kid. What was your favorite costume? What was yours, Brad?
One of my favorites, I was dressed up as a 7-Up soda can. And it was like this foamy insulation type material, and it was a sphere shape, but it was like pancaked flat. So, and it went from, I think my arms went through, and then it went all the way down past my knee. So I had a hard time walking in it, and I was one of those kids that I would fall flat on my face, and then I required like 2 people to help me stand up. So that was one of my favorites. But I remember I went to this one house, and this lady, she was like, "Oh, that's so adorable," and she actually took my picture, and I thought that was kind of creepy. You're taking pictures of somebody else's kid in their Halloween costume. I don't even know what she did with that picture, but it was one of my favorites. What about you? Did you dress up? What'd you go as?
Well, we've got Kevin Smith to my right here. Speaking of Kevin Smith, he made a movie called Dogma. If you remember Dogma, you remember the three kid hockey players that were supposedly from hell?
Yeah.
And that's usually what me and my buddies would dress up. We just put on our rollerblades and skate around the neighborhood with hockey sticks and
Really?
terrorize people for candy. So that's basically what it was the go-to every year.
Nice. How old were you when you stopped trick-or-treating?
Oh, was that when you get to the teens? Like 13?
I mean, I think it varies per family household and per individual, but I think I stopped right about 12 or 13, and I was like, you know what, I'm done with this.
Then when do you start dressing back up, though? Like when you start going to those adult-themed... 18?
I mean, in high school...
Is there like a 5-year window of where you don't dress up?
Yeah, there probably is, but I think in high school I still dressed up. If there was like a friend had a Halloween party or something like that, I might have, although I don't completely recall that.
I feel like if I was with you at that time, I might have made fun of you.
You probably would have. But yeah, there was probably a time in your early 20s, at probably college age, where you start going to Halloween parties again. I think that's when things really start to get sexy as far as the ladies are concerned, but that's when it sort of gets fun to start dressing up again, is in your early 20s. And then you probably grow out of it, and then you probably hit it again, I think, when you're 40 or something like that. And you're trying to relive your youth. So, but I mean, I would dress up to go out trick-or-treating with my kids. I wouldn't go trick-or-treating.
Well, you're a dad. I'm not. I don't have
But I would
children.
just dress up just to walk with my kids as they went trick-or-treating. So.
Do you look for any favorite candy while you're out?
Reese's. Anything Reese's is phenomenal. And if you work for Reese's, feel free to send me some peanut butter. I love it.
I love Reese's too. Pieces are the best, but they don't settle well with my tummy.
Well, I mean, you shouldn't eat pounds of Reese's, but...
That sounds in theory like a good idea, but to me, it's by the handful.
All right. Is Reese's your favorite, though?
Absolutely not. No.
What is your favorite?
Candy? That's like asking me what's my favorite movie. We all know I don't like Swedish Fish. I mean, who does? Swedish Fish is just awful. I love Harbo. Anything Harbo is delicious.
We had to talk about this since our world record episode. Nobody else pronounces it Haribo. They called it Harbo.
But there's an I in it.
I agree. You're probably saying it right. And this is, since our world record episode, I have never heard of it. But since then, people have approached me and they're like, we've called it Harbo.
Well, those people should be locked up in a cage somewhere because they're pronouncing it wrong. And anyways.
All right. So, is that your go-to come Halloween time?
Oh no, there's lots and lots of favorites. I mean, I'm smashing on more Tootsie Rolls right now, but those are up there.
What are some of the losers of the Halloween candy time?
I can't stand Milky Way. It's something about the caramel in it. I can't stand it. It's awful. You give me a Rolos, Reasons, what's the one? It doesn't matter. Anything with caramel is delicious, except for Milky Way. It's terrible.
I love Milky Way. It is the thick, and it's caramel. It was like in the mid-90s when they started calling it caramel. It's caramel.
I feel like you're just arguing with me at this point.
No,
it doesn't matter. You know what I'm talking
I
about.
almost remember the exact day they changed it to caramel, and I was kind of
Did
angry.
they like pronounce like?
I thought they added a new
something?
ingredient. I was like, sweet, I love caramel. I should try this caramel stuff. I didn't know there was a difference until, you see the package again, and they added an extra A to caramel. It's still
Anyways.
caramel to me.
Milky Way, knock it off. Just knock it off.
I think if there was a runner-up for me, it would probably be like a Payday or a what?
I think Paydays and what's the other one? Baby Ruths. Those are the ones that you grow into. That's something I didn't like as a kid, but as I got older,
I would agree with the Baby Ruth, but the Paydays, I think those are fantastic because it's got the caramel.
you know you're old when you start liking pralines and pecan and butter pecan and all that pecan stuff. That's when you're basically just.
It's just
you've
normal
given up.
roasted peanuts.
I'm just saying, like butter pecan, you've given up in life. It's like it's Florida and a trailer park at that point.
All right, so other than Halloween, I think the real reason is to be scared or too scared. What are some of the things growing up or even now? What scares you? What are you afraid of?
Well, if anybody knows me, they know I scare pretty easily. And some people, once they find that out, go out of their way to scare me.
Do you mean like somebody's hiding behind a corner and they're just like, "Ugh!"
Yeah, that scares me. Or just sudden noises, random noises, things that I don't know what I'm hearing. But I do have a good Halloween story that eventually ends up to me being scared.
Okay.
So, when I was a kid, whatever, we used to ding-dong ditch the same house every night. And as the nights went on, the jokes got funnier and funnier, meaning like we'd put like a bag of dog poop or whatever. Well, little did we know, I'm not encouraging this by any means, but little did we know this, the last night we did it, the guy was armed and ready.
What?
Yeah.
With a weapon?
No.
Okay.
We put the bag on the porch. It was me and like 5 other buddies. And we didn't realize that he was standing on the other side of the door with his whole family. And we put the bag on the porch, rang the doorbell, and we ran across the street, hid, behind some cars.
Uh-huh.
All of a sudden, the front door opens, the front window opens, and the garage door opens. And here comes the whole family and just starts chasing us down the street. And I'm like, I don't know, 13, 14, and now I'm scared out of my life. And the guy that's running next to me, my buddy Joe, got clotheslined by a power line. It was awesome. But we ran like hell, and we stopped doing that after that. We were scared straight.
So sometimes that's all it takes.
Yep.
For me, we kind of mentioned it in the Jobs episode, but zombies scare the crap out of me. And then sharks, spiders, snakes, all of them would be unwelcome in my personal space.
I don't feel like you would, if there were, you have to, I apologize. You're afraid of snakes and spiders and stuff like that.
I mean, not like the little daddy long legs, but if I can see the hair growing off of their body, yes, that's scary to me.
You wouldn't make it. You'd be the first to go.
Why?
You wouldn't make it.
I don't think those are irrational fears. I just think...
I'm just saying in survival mode, you wouldn't make it, man.
In survival mode, I would have no problem grabbing that thing right behind the head. And...
See, you say that. I just know that I wouldn't want you on my team.
Alright. What about movies? Do you have any movies that you like to watch around Halloween time?
You know, it's funny. I was just thinking about this just the other day. I was watching the first Jason movie, Friday the 13th.
The original first?
Yeah, the very first, where he's like not even in it, right?
Yeah. Spoiler alert.
It's weird that I've watched all those movies a million times, but when I go to rewatch them, I don't remember any of it. It's almost like I'm watching it over for the first time.
Right.
And there's so many like sequels and prequels and remakes. It's hard to like remember it all. And so I've never been a big scary movie person.
I think the first 2, maybe 3 Friday the 13th are legitimately scary. And I think the first 2 Halloween movies, the originals, the John Carpenters, I think those are scary. And then they sort of take a different life of their own and they become kind of jokes of themselves. But I remember as like a 9-year-old kid, I would stay at my grandmother's house and we would go to the local library and she would let us rent all of the Nightmare on Elm Street movies, all of the Friday the 13th movies, and we would just watch these as little kids during the day and it was nothing. So I think I was desensitized to a lot of the scary stuff. But now, the only movies that really make me feel uneasy, legitimately scared, would probably be that Dawn of the Dead remake. That scared me. Because zombies run, and I'm not a runner. So I think I would have to post up and fight somewhere instead of try to get away. Which is, seems impossible.
You don't have the stamina though, man. You'd lose.
I think I got the stamina to fight, but I don't think...
Well,
I
for
can't
how long?
The way those zombies were running, I can't outrun
It's
the
like
zombies.
28 days later. Those guys are... I don't know the whole debate if they're zombies or not. Whatever. They sprint. And
Right.
that scares me. Sprinting zombies? Holy hell.
Because it's like unnatural sprinting. It's not... It's like every zombie or whatever has Usain Bolt type speed. So,
it's like pure rage running,
yeah. Well, they're motivated by your flesh.
Do they tire?
So, what do you think? Is it time to catch the bus now?
It's got to be getting close. Is there anything else you want to bring up about some... What's the national holiday for today?
Well, I mean, other than Halloween, I think coming up...
Is that... Yeah, that is. Never mind.
It's National... November 1st, tomorrow, I think it'd be tomorrow, November 1st is National Cook for Your Pets Day.
That can't be a real thing.
It's a real thing, man.
Don't they have to petition for things like that to get it to become a national holiday? So that means that if that's true, a lot of people petition for this.
Well, what are you cooking for your pets? I mean, it's unhealthy for them to eat real people food.
Not necessarily, though. Like you see in the commercials for kitty food, made with real salmon. Why don't you just feed your cat real salmon? You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's true. But I mean...
Those commercials make me angry, by the way.
But your pets can't eat McDonald's or whatever.
But that's not real food.
But I wouldn't make a hamburger for my dog.
I agree.
Alright. Anyway, I think it's time for us to catch the bus. Please like, subscribe, share with your friends, tell them all about us. Until next time, I'm Darth Vader. This has been...
Well, I'm Justin. And this is Stop Requested.
Stop Requested. May the Force be with you guys.